What up, Transformers-ites? Is that a word? It is now. Got a special unboxing for you today. The last of the current Masterpiece scaled figures I have in my possession right now. I have 4 for sures that should be released very soon over the end of winter or start of spring that I hope to obtain one by one as they are released. But who knows, they were supposed to come out last year, maybe the year before or whatever. And they've just been really delayed in doing so. So for now, this is the last of the Masterpiece scaled figures, but I hope to at least have a handful more as time goes by as I kind of finish my collection up. Now, there are lots of others I could obtain, but they're older figures that are more hard to find now. And I doubt I'm ever going to find them, at least at a reasonable enough price for a poor ass bastard like me to obtain them. So, but like I said, today's unboxing is a special one. You're getting a bit of a double shot today, a double feature, a 2-for-1. And that's because these two guys are brothers in a way. And without further ado, let me introduce you to the Battle Chargers, Run Amok and Runabout. Run Amok and Runabout appeared, I believe, in the 3rd season of Transformers after the movie and stuff had taken place, and the scene had shifted to the future. And they were introduced, I believe, into the Transformers line of characters as a way of selling more toys. So, like I said, they were called the Battle Chargers. Now, Run Amok and Runabout, their kind of whole shtick was that they were fast. So they were both turned into sports cars. In the original cartoon and in the original toys, they were the same looking car. They were I don't even know what it was supposed to be. Maybe a Camaro-ish type car. But when they were in their vehicle mode, they were super fast and they had a super long range. And in their robot modes, they were their characters, their personalities were very much that they love speed, they love destruction. So they love any sort of chaos, destruction, explosions, any sort of destructive habit or behavior was okay with them. Now, Run Amok was a little more, he was the more out of control one. He would blow stuff up and break stuff just for the sake of it. Whereas Runabout was a little more calculating and a little calmer than his comrade here. And he was the one who was kind of, between the two of them, there wasn't much voice of reason, but Runabout was the one who kind of had that ability to calm things down a little bit. Now, when I was researching them as to which clips I could pick from the episodes, there was like only 2 options. And really, one of them was a really short clip and it only featured Run Amok. So that's also why I kind of wanted to wait until I got Runabout. I just got him recently, whereas I had him a little while before. And I kind of wanted to wait and do them as a double feature so that I could run one clip that featured them both, sort of thing. So that's what we're gonna do right now. This clip was taken from an episode called Ghost in the Machine, where Starscream was a ghost and he was taking control of various characters to further his plans for regaining a body and taking over the Decepticons. And Run Amok and Runabout greatly featured into that storyline. So without further ado, let's run the clip and you can see these two hotheads in action.
We're two of the hardest charging dudes the Decepticons got. And what does Galvatron give us? Duty on this dinky planet. Yeah, we should be leaving the Scourge. Hold it right there. Galvatron put a bounty on your head. My Decepticon comrades, there's been a misunderstanding. I was on a secret mission for Galvatron. Sure you were. Let's see your security pass. Security pass?
Passes? Passes?
Starscream!
I don't have to show you no stinking passes. Say goodbye, Runamuck.
Runabout, what are you doing? Oh!
Nighty-night. Scourge, this way, hurry.
You failed! But Galvatron, there was nothing we could do. Yeah, Starscream's ghost took over my body.
Silence, you cowards, and prepare to be scrapped. Track them down like the Marconian dogs and terminate them!
Well, we're here. Now we gotta find a way to stop Starscream from doing what Unicron wants. But Unicron's too powerful. There's nothing we can do.
Oh, yeah? Watch this!
Yes, my resurrection is at hand. Now make the external connections.
I can't control him anymore!
All right! We did it! Take that, Starscream! Nobody for Unicron!
Unicron, if you want the connection made, you better give me a new body now!
You shall have it.
I live again!
Now, do my bidding.
Let's plant the energon explosives and get out of here.
Complete the connection.
Do it yourself!
What happened back there?
Mighty Galvatron, what is that?
It's Starscream! Blast him!
But he's a ghost.
Die, you worthless!
Wait a minute. Since when do ghosts tumble out of control through space?
So there you get a sense of what these two guys were like. I believe the Transformers wiki called them hooligans. And you could tell by the way they speak, they kind of got like a redneck accent. And they're kind of like just ne'er-do-wells kind of thing, right? But they're very entertaining. Now, sadly, in all the clips I watched to try and pick what I wanted, not all the clips, all 2 of them or whatever, I don't think you ever get to see them actually in their vehicle mode in the cartoon, at least from what I watched. So we didn't get to see them in their car mode, but anyways, you get a sense of what they were like. And now, the gimmick with their toy from the 1980s, like I said, they were called Battle Chargers. So before I explain exactly how they worked, let's get a look at their G1 toys, the images of their G1 toys right now. So looking at those molds, the car modes are really cool, right? They look really good. And the robot modes are cool too, but you may notice there's something a little different about them, right? The way they're like behind them, the part of their chassis flips down to kind of support them in the back, and they don't really have like arms that can articulate and stuff. They're just kind of straight, and their blasters sit on the shoulder of their arms sort of thing. So that's because their mold was very different, and they wanted to take advantage of this Battle Chargers feature that these characters represented. So I actually have both of their original toys. Here's Run Amok, here's Runabout. So what you did with these toys is you would pull them back, like wind them up, you know how toys do that, and then you'd let them go on the ground, and what's the best way to hold him? Anyways, they would go. Okay, now Runabout's making a liar out of me. Let's try it again. Run Amok is going to be a good boy, hopefully. There. So then you would pull them back, they would zip along, and then they would pop up into their robot mode. And this basically flips down to support them in the back, and the hood becomes their feet. Their arm, the side of the car pops out to be their arms, and the trunk pops back to reveal their head. So very basic kind of transformation, simply because of this design of them being battle chargers, right? So I'll try and showcase these transformations a little later in the video, maybe at the end, so you can get a sense of how they look when they actually go and transform. Now I can't remember, sometimes maybe they need to crash into something to pop open, but like you saw with him, he just popped open on his own once his wheels spun a certain amount of time. But maybe Runabout's broken, but I mean, he lasted since like 1986 or 1987, so pretty good mileage out of these toys. So yeah, so that's basically what the battle chargers are all about. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get both these guys out of their boxes, see what they look like, and then I will transform both of them into their alternate mode. We'll get some pics, and of course, as usual, you know the drill, we'll finish her up with a bit of a summary and a pros and cons list, like there's any real cons with these kind of toys. All right, let's get into her. We're gonna start with Run Amok, because whenever I talked about these guys when I was little, it was always Run Amok and Runabout, not the other way around. For some reason, it just always came out that way. Ooh, styrofoam. It's been a while since I've seen styrofoam. I bet these guys are in their car mode. Yep. Thankfully, that's what I prefer. One transformation, don't have to put them back. So there is Run Amok. The one thing I do not like is when they put these quality check stickers on like an exposed part of the character, right? I wish they'd tuck it in somewhere in the guts, right? Oh no. I know this is really stimulating, but stickers bother me. Oh, I hate stickers. All right, that's good enough. I can wash the rest of it off, the sludge later. So there's Run Amok. Looking pretty sweet. And of course, as per the usual, you know the drill. They come with instructions and also their character card. There is Run Amok, or as X-Transbots has called him, Fast. Simply fast. Now, for Runabout, ooh, actually, what's this? There's something else. I don't know why that's not actually in the instructions book, but maybe they forgot to put something in and it was a last minute fix. All right, here we have Runabout. Runabout was my preferred between the two. Oh, and there's Run Amok's blaster as well. There's Runabout's blaster. I just preferred the black with the red. I just thought that was a really sharp look, as opposed to the white and the orange, which I also really liked his design, but I preferred the black and the red a little more. It's always a really stunning combination, black and red. I always found that really, oh, see, and he was released afterwards. He doesn't have that kind of page. So I think that might further support my theory. There's a Runabout's character card. Let's look at the man himself. yeah. These guys are sweet. I've been looking forward to these guys for a long time, ever since I got an X-Transbots like future brochure in one of my toys a long time ago. These guys were in there, and I've been just waiting for a couple years probably for them to be released. Like I said, as a kid, I had those toys and I played with them relentlessly. So they're a couple of my favorite of the newer generation of Transformers from the movie and afterwards. They were easily two of my favorites. So it was kind of a little extra satisfying to get a hold of them, right? So there is Runabout's toy, looking pretty good. So we will transform each of them into their robot mode, and then yeah, have one final look. So Run Amok and Runabout, what did you think? I have mixed reactions to these toys, but they're mostly positive. And it's nothing to do with the look and the feel of them. These are awesome G1 representations of their original characters. My biggest pet peeve with these two characters was the transformation process. I don't know if you can tell from comparing to past characters. These guys aren't very big. You know, they're average to slightly below average size characters probably for this kind of scale. But their transformations were very difficult. I did Run Amok first, so I don't know if you can tell from past videos, but the time-lapse video for this guy's transformation, I'm sure, was probably a little longer than the average of the same size type of characters. There was a lot of confusion around the legs at first. I eventually figured it out. I got them into a good shape. They're looking good now. But also the whole torso, once you flip the windows and create the body, there's supposed to be all these pieces that you can peg together and they'll stay together and they'll stay tight. But either I wasn't seeing it or they just didn't design it properly. But despite that, they don't flop around, they don't whatever. So they're a little bit loose if you start playing with them and start moving them around and stuff. Some stuff will pop out here and there. But for just displaying and stuff like that, they're pretty stiff. They're pretty well put together. But like I said, there was just some stuff that didn't seem like it kind of lined up. In the waist here, you can see there's kind of some space. It should be tight and sitting down there and not able to move around so much. So there were I think some either design flaws or user error on my end. I'm not denying that can happen, because it happens all the time with me, user error in all aspects of life. So yeah, the transformations and the way it went together into robot mode, some pet peeves there, but overall super happy with these characters. They look amazing. There was some good detail in these characters that you didn't get to see, because I always just get right into it and I don't kind of poke around, especially in vehicle mode, before I start the transformations. On both cars, the headlights could flip up, so they could be looked at. Both cars as well, the hood flips up and there's some engine detail. Runamuck especially has some really awesome engine detail with some silver and black in there. Runabouts is a little more kind of mundane, just kind of blends in with the rest of the car, but it is there. Also, one of the biggest things I noticed when they were in their robot mode in the actual TV show is when they transform and their feet, all four of the wheels are represented with two on each side of the feet. So they kind of had a thing you could flip out and make that happen in the robot modes of these toys. So a lot of real detail paid to both stuff you saw in the original cartoon, as well as just some added stuff in there. Like I said, the headlights and the engine detail and stuff like that. So overall, I'm very happy with these toys. It was just the transformation process that gave me some heebie-jeebies. And the arms I feel like I didn't do the arms right, at least kind of in the shoulders where they kind of sit. But again, it's not doing anything improper to the robot modes. I feel like I just didn't do it right, and that it doesn't bother me, but it does, So, but either way, these are two of my favorite Decepticons, especially of the latter generation movie and beyond era, because it did, like I said, I've mentioned it before, some of the characters got a little bit goofy, and I didn't appreciate some of them, just kind of gimmicky, But these guys of those newer generation characters were two of my favorites, especially on the Decepticon side. And I feel like their X-Transbots did a really good job of representing the G1 characters and sticking close to their origins. So very happy with these, despite some transformation problems. And yeah, like I said, this is going to be the last of my masterpiece scale stuff for at least the foreseeable future. But I hope as we get further ahead into spring and definitely by summer, hopefully I'll have some more stuff to show you guys. But as of right now, this is all we got. So yeah, so long, bye-bye, sayonara, toodles.
Meow.